afternoon. Thank you for being here. I want to welcome everyone from Moreno Valley Unified School District. Let's give them a big round of applause. Andrea Chavez, Mimi Badura.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tony. We appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nada Camille, and I'm the Director of Wellness and Community Outreach for the Moreno Valley Unified School District. And I just wanted to take just a couple of moments to introduce my team that will be co-presenting with me this morning. I have Andrea Chavez, who is our Parent Engagement Specialist in our district. We have Mimi Badura, who's been working alongside of us, working with our COE, consulting on that end. Abir Wad, who is a proud principal of Box Springs Elementary. So that will be my team. But even though you hear us today, we are also speaking for the remaining team members that really worked with us, including a student that we have on the panel and parents as well. And so their thoughts and ideas are really reflected in the work that we are doing here in the Moreno Valley Unified School District. As you can see from our list, we have 11 commitments. We have our vision and mission and goals for the Moreno Valley Unified School District. And the commitment that I want to focus on is number 10, which is enhancing community through action. And as we go through these commitments, it really drives what we do as a district and individuals within the district so we can really move forward. But enhancing community through action is really what we wanted to focus on because a problem of practice is one that probably a lot of districts are struggling with right now. And it really is going to take enhancing the community to really move the district forward. Our vision for Moreno Valley Unified School District is to empower students to become future ready and positively impact the world. We really want our kids to give back to their communities and the world at large, right? I think everybody wants that. And then our mission is we'll provide an equitable education for all students to be prepared for college and a viable career path for a successful life. Next, we have our portrait of a graduate, and we really wanted to focus on the competencies, what we wanted our students to leave with when they left high school. Huge student input, huge parent input, and then school staff as well, and community members. So some of the competencies are, we want our kids to be critical thinkers. We want them to be able to adapt. We want them to be able to persevere, to collaborate, all of the skills necessary in order for them to be to attain great 21st century skills so they can be successful in their career and life. And then we move to our goals and outcomes as a district. And the goal that we're going to focus on is goal number 5, which is supporting effective communication throughout the district. And we want our parents and guardians to actively access our Q Parent connection portal because that's how we really connect with our families. And we want to increase the % of parents and guardians that are meeting our 5 annual hours of parent engagement. And then there's another piece that we're looking at in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on over.
Thank you, Nautica.
You're welcome.
So who are we in Moreno Valley Unified School District? We're one of the larger school districts in Riverside County. We serve over 31,000 students, including 23 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, 4 high schools, and 8 alternative school sites. And amongst the elementary, middle, and high schools, we also have an emerging and very strong dual language immersion program. We have 5 elementary schools participating in the dual language immersion program. And one of them is a K-8 academy, and that's Butterfield. And the other elementary schools are Armada, Sunnymead, Creekside, and Cloverdale. We have 3 of our middle schools participating or offering dual language immersion, Sunnymead, Badger Springs, and Mountain View. And effective coming up the 2022-23 school year, we will have 2 of our high schools offering a dual language immersion program, and that will be Vista del Lago and Canyon Springs High School. Now, our demographics for our students, as you can see, we have 3 main ethnicity groups, Hispanic, African American, and then white students, and then a combination of Pacific Islander, Filipino, and Asian students. Now, amongst our demographics, we do have 84% socioeconomically disadvantaged students. 20% are classified as ELL students. 14% are homeless. 13% of our students are students with disabilities. And we have a 1% foster youth population that we serve in Moreno Valley Unified School District.
So starting with the end in mind, our problem of practice is the start of our journey in implementing change. It is grounded in the evidence and has been refined through dialogue with our students, with families, school staff, as well as community members. And it is linked directly to our district improvement plan. It is not an add-on, but rather an integral part of the local control and accountability plan. We are aware that this improvement in student attendance is needed, but we were unclear about what was limiting our progress. So we asked ourselves a few questions. Why is the area of improved student attendance important to our students, our schools, and our community? Why are they interested in checking in? And what data do we already have? And if we act upon this, would this problem of practice make a significant difference for student learning? We brainstormed some high leverage practice areas that would increase the likelihood of success, such as feedback from our students and our families, planning rich tasks, engaging students and families in these tasks, and establishing goals. In order to focus on student learning, we looked at the student average daily attendance data to start refining the focus. This slide showcases the average daily attendance trends for 5 months in the accumulating ADA period 1. The ADA difference between 2020-21 to 21-22 is 4.09%. The next slide showcases the table that depicts the attendance for our special day classes for 5 months with the accumulating ADA being period 1. The average daily attendance from 2020-21 to 21-22 is 3.10%. So the problem at the root of all others that will help students meet attendance goals is identified in our problem statement. Based upon current data that identifies Moreno Valley Unified School District's ADA trends, improving student attendance will have a tremendous impact on student learning. Families play an integral role in supporting their children, completing the academic packets required for attendance credit when they are absent. Acting on high leverage practices to address barriers will increase the likelihood of students completing the packets.
To assist in identifying our district's root cause, our MVUSD team of about 8 to 10 members worked on this fishbone activity over the course of 3 to 4 sessions. This activity allowed us to pinpoint our district's main concern. Together, we came to a consensus that attendance in our district was sharply declining, therefore making this our #1 focus. Some of the possible reasons for the declined attendance were mental health, communication, transportation, levels of frustration, financial consequences, amongst many others. Our team chose to focus on strengthening communication throughout our community, staff, and schools.
So then we jumped into what are some possible solutions. And we know that this is a huge, huge issue, like I said, in many districts. And this is in no way to say that we've conquered it or we have it nailed down or we have everything 100%. But we looked at possibly what do we already have in place? What are some of those things working? And what are some possible solutions going forward that we can really utilize to help propel our district forward and help us to better our ADA in something that we never expected. So if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, we really work with attention to attendance, or A2A. And we have a superintendent's letter that goes out at the beginning of the year to really highlight attendance and the importance of attendance. One of the things that Moreno Valley Unified has is a social worker intern. We just had one. This year, we hired an additional social worker, and we have 10 interns as well, an additional 10 interns as well. And one of the ways that they're helping to focus and combat attendance is we have one intern for 10 of the lowest schools with the lowest ADA. And they're really trying to help look at where the attendance is and connecting with the families. So do the families really understand when their child is going out that they have to communicate to the school? Did they get an independent study packet? Is the packet coming back completed? What does that look like? So really connecting with the families in that way. Why is it important? We all understand that there's a huge financial impact, and maybe it hasn't hit us this year as a district, but looking forward, it could potentially impact the district. And what does that look like? Impact the services and different things that we're able to do. So we really want to try and get a handle on this, curb it, because at the end of the day, we really make sure that we can provide the necessary services and education to our students. Looking at substitute teachers, can they assist with work? And I know that there's shortages all the way around, but in Moreno Valley, our school sites have a roving teacher. So maybe if the site is completely staffed that day, can substitute teachers reach out to those kiddos that have not completed those independent study packets? Can they work with kids in a certain section of the day to help those kids finish the packets? Can teachers possibly utilize prep time? We know that this could be a potential, or it is a union issue, but really connecting in that way. Can we possibly look at that? And then of course, gathering more input from our parent groups. Have we really sought out the input of ELAC, our APAC group, our special ed parents? Are we really reaching out and connecting with all of our families within that realm? And overall, we feel that the overall increased attendance problem can be linked to the COVID pandemic. We all know that. And while we understand that we do not have control over pandemic, we do realize that how we respond can support student success. So we want to support parent understanding, completion of the independent study packet. We have them. What does that look like? We want to support our parents who do not have the ability to support their student. Whether it's work, you have single parents, and even in your dual parent households, you know, sometimes the parents are working, you know, these huge hours. They don't have time to help their students. Parent education level. Do the parents understand how to help their students? Sometimes these are all barriers, and we need to look at how we can reduce those barriers in order to help our students succeed. And of course, supporting open communication with our parents. Can we have question and answer Zoom meetings at the school site, district level, phone calls? We have parent ambassadors. How can we train our parent ambassadors that are connected to each school site to then go out into the community and connect with those families as well, in understanding how to complete those homework packets and what does it look like if the parents are uncomfortable coming to the school site. And that is the conclusion of our presentation. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Moreno Valley, for sharing all the wonderful things that you're doing, for sharing, you know, some of the challenges and some of the possible solutions.